Hi, English 1 students. It is week 4. Today is Monday, February 8th, 2021. It is Black History Month continuing, so I wanted to make sure that we include some quotes by some really influential people. This one is an oldie but a goodie, and I'm sure you've heard it before, but it really inspires me a lot, so I don't care if you think it's cheesy. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, Martin Luther King Jr. I think that when we're working on making change in our society, we need to remember that there are lots of causes out there, and even if something doesn't affect you directly, it's still, if it's injustice, it's a threat to your own justice. So, I don't know. That quote's very important to me. Make fun of me if you want. All right. So this video is going to include some reminders. I'm going to go through about the author, Elizabeth Acevedo, who we're starting her novel this week. And I'm going to go through the tasks for the week. So it's going to be a little bit longer of a video, so try to keep your attention, stretch if you need to. All right, so the novel we are starting is called The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. We have now listened to several poems by her, so you should be getting familiar if you've been coming to live classes or doing the assignments. This book is fictional. Just like Part-Time Indian, the author is not the same person as the narrator. Elizabeth Acevedo is not the speaker of this book. It is fictional. It is about a girl in high school, okay? And the author is a woman, I think in her 20s. So it is fictional. Elizabeth Acevedo, the author, is not the same person as the narrator. And that's very important to remember when we're reading. However, Elizabeth Acevedo, you've heard her say this before, she believes that you should write what you know. And this is a famous quote by Mark Twain. Other people have said it too, but I think he gets credit for it. But write what you know means that there's going to be some overlap between the story that you're creating that's fictional, that's made up, and your life experiences, okay? And Elizabeth Acevedo really believes in that. So her background is going to be very important to the novel that we're going to read. So to give it some background, Acevedo is from New York City, specifically Spanish Harlem, which is the Upper East Side. It's called Spanish Harlem because a lot of the people who live in this community do speak Spanish and are from Spanish-speaking countries. Acevedo, her heritage, she is from her family is from the Dominican Republic. And so is the main character, okay? Because remember, she's writing what she knows. So the main character of the novel has the same background, okay? Another thing that is very, very, very important to the novel is Catholicism. And I know a lot of us, it's not a very popular religion in Kentucky and Louisville, so you may not know a ton about Catholicism, and that is okay, because fortunately, movies and television show images of Catholicism all the time. So you guys are probably more familiar with Catholics than you even know, because it's in the movies, it's on TV. So you may have seen nuns before, okay? They're part of the Catholic faith. You've probably seen priests, and they call them father, and they have that collar. This is called, what just popped up on the screen is called a rosary, and it's not worn like a necklace. It's a beaded strand, and you use it to pray. This is very important. This is confession. This is someone confessing their sins, things that they did wrong, to someone who is behind this sort of mesh wall. And that's a priest, usually on the other side, who's listening and sort of like a therapist almost. And I'm sure you've seen this in a movie or a TV show. And then they tell you to pray or do something to be forgiven of your sins. And then this is very important. This is the last picture. Our main character of the novel is going to be going through a confirmation class, which is sort of like, if you're familiar with the Jewish tradition, sort of like a bat mitzvah. If you've ever been baptized, it's sort of like that, but it happens when you're a teenager or a young adult. And you take classes like Bible study classes. And so our main character is going to be dealing with her religion. And so it's important to have an idea and to start to visualize the religion and her background. All right, this is a video of Elizabeth Acevedo that I wanted to play, talking about her novel.
My name is Elizabeth Acevedo, and here are some fun facts about me. When I was little, I hated avocados, which as a Caribbean person seems like blasphemous, and I judged my younger self so much for that. I love them now. When I was in 10th grade, I competed in a citywide poetry slam that was hosted by Kanye West. And not only did I get to meet Kanye, but I also made the team that represented at the International Poetry Festival that year. I love dancing bachata. I had an uncle who taught me when I was 9 years old, and I never needed an excuse to start dancing. Play something right now. I've only had one dog in my life, and his name was Peluche. He was a Maltese poodle mix. And to this day, whenever I dream about home, he's always in it. One of the cool things about the Poet X is that I pulled from some of my old journals in order to write it. So I actually grabbed my notebook when I was a junior in high school and picked poems from that. So some of the pieces are collaborations with my younger self.
Okay, so if you haven't been in class, that's the author. She's awesome, fun, young, and has written this beautiful novel that is all written in poetry. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Don't be afraid when you're going through the Edpuzzle to rewatch parts of the video, because it is written in poetry. It's meant to be taken in slowly and to really look at the words and the meaning behind them. All right, so that gets me to the tasks for the week. You have your video and quiz. Take the quiz after you watch this video. You have your Edpuzzle, which is the Poet X. I'm just going to number the videos in order. This is the first video. And then we will have a poetry terms quiz that you'll see assigned on Google Classroom. So again, all of this is available on Google Classroom. Please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you in class.